Okay, everybody, an absolutely gorgeous, beautiful spring day. We're recording this on Friday, the 24th of May. Happy birthdays all around for this trio. By the way, each one of us celebrating a major birthday. Well, you are celebrating a birthday. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Courtney Hetrick is here from the Westwood Young Women's Club. How are you?
Very good today. How are you, Tom?
I'm excited to speak with you and, of course, Sarah Cantley, who is the president this year of the Westwood Young Women's Club. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Tom. How are you?
So you have a birthday in your family today as well, is that
That's
right?
my husband's birthday today,
It's
yes.
your husband's birthday, it's Courtney's birthday, and it is my daughter Dahlia's birthday, all today. So we're going to be a little lighter in the pocket. Well, maybe not you, because you're actually going to receive some gifts today. But, all right, I'm going to be a little cheesy. A gift for me to be able to speak to the two of you on such a beautiful day,
Thank
right?
you. It's a beautiful day today.
You don't get this far without being, at least a little bit nice to other people. So let's talk a bit about a lot of things, because specifically the Touch a Truck event is coming up on June 8th, which we'll get into. And Courtney, you oversee that as the chair of that program and that event. But let's let Sarah talk a little bit about the Westwood Young Women's Club and what that's all about. And gosh, I can't imagine with so many people on board how challenging it is for you to organize it all, keep it on the tracks, and get everything you want to get done. So the stage is yours to tell me a little bit about what you've accomplished and what the goal of the Westwood Young Women's Club is.
Well, thank you, Tom. I certainly don't do it alone. We have a wonderful board and a wonderful group of women this year. We're around 40 women from Westwood, and we are at the core a volunteer organization dedicated to building community through acts of service. This is really neat. We've actually been part of the general foundation of the Women's Club of Massachusetts now for 65 years. So that hit this year. So the Westwood Young Women's Club has been long-standing in Westwood for many years before I showed up. And I've been with the club for a few years now. I've enjoyed, last year I chaired our Harvest Fest committee, which was really wonderful event. I had a great time there. So we do a lot of great things for the community. We host a lot of family-friendly events for the community. Harvest Fest is one of them. Touch a Truck is another. And keep an eye out for our summer concerts. That's a big hit this summer.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah, that's fantastic. And it's recurring. So it's not one of those events, unlike these other two you just referenced, where if you miss it, you miss it. With the concert series, there's a number of them that I didn't get there this week, but I know it's coming next week. And it almost spreads because people hear about it. They see the photos, right? And then they're like, ooh, that's something I could do next week. So I love that series.
Exactly.
Correct. We do that. It'll be 4 Mondays in July this year, which is exciting. We're actually adding an extra Monday from what we've done in the past. July is a very long month this year, and we're starting after the 4th of July. And those will be held outside at the gazebo by the Senior Center. So the kids always have a blast. We have some really great acts coming in.
Fantastic. Sarah, I know you've got more to say.
Yeah.
But I just got to tee it up here for Courtney, because you're the person who is chairing or co-chairing the Touch a Truck event, which is fun. My kids have aged out of it, but I know that is a ton of fun for so many people who show up. And just walk us through the logistics of where it is and what your experience has been in terms of how people interact with this great event.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Tom. So Touch a Truck is one of our hallmark events every year for the club. As Sarah mentioned, we've sort of been doing this for a lot of years now, so we have a lot of exciting things coming up for it. The event's going to take place on Saturday, June 8th this year. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Westwood High School. Right in the parking lot where you see all of the school buses parked. We're going to have a number of vendors, a number of food trucks, and of course, trucks. I have to disagree with you, Tom, because I don't know that you're ever too old to love a good mixer truck, concrete truck. We're going to sort of have it all. So we have the Westwood Police Department represented there with some of their cruisers and other vehicles. We'll, of course, have Westwood Fire Department represented with fire trucks. We have large tow trucks, flatbread trucks, anything you can imagine under the sun, we have it. For those who love ice cream, Crescent Ridge will be there with a milk delivery truck. And we'll have food vendors as well. So you can have ice cream on hand, there'll be pizza, something for everyone there. We'll also have crafts and games. So if you want to come try your hand at some cornhole or ring toss, you can win some prizes. Really, there's something for everyone to get involved. Hat making for the kids. We're really, really excited about this event.
You should spread this over a few days. There's a lot of stuff going on there in a 3-hour period.
It is a busy weekend.
That is a lot of logistical planning, and I do a lot of events myself, so I know. And you're like trying to get everybody on the same page, and then before you know it, it's like, uh-oh, it's over. But the good news is that it's something people look forward to. A step back about what drew you, both individually, take turns answering this, to be members of this organization. What was it that was the magnet that drew you in?
I could start. So
Yeah.
actually, I learned about this event through attending a Touch a Truck event. Showed up at the event with my family. We had a wonderful time, and I thought this club looked like it really knew how to organize and throw a great event. It looked like there were a lot of women who were actively involved in doing something great for the community. What I like most about it is it's all like-minded individuals. So everyone who's part of the Westwood Young Women's Club really feels strongly about giving back to Westwood, strengthening the ties within the community for people, for the community in general, for specifically to people with young families, which is the stage in life that I think a lot of us are at.
Yes, I would agree with
and
that.
putting on these events, the fact that we're so committed to doing it and having something to do with your family that you can go to and all enjoy together was something that really resonated with me, and I like a lot about the club.
Nice. How about you, Sarah? How did you, but not even specifically with Touch a Truck, but just
Yeah.
a broader stroke of like what drew you to the organization?
It's truthfully the same thing as Courtney. We started attending the events in town with the kids. We love them. And actually, I think our second Touch a Truck, one of my twins said to me, "Hey, Mom, when are you going to be one of the people that works on this?"
One of the people.
There's the pressure.
And, I have a tendency, I like to be involved in the community, and I think my girls see that, and they're like, "What are you going to do?" And I said, this would be a really, really good organization to join. And as Courtney said, it's a wonderful group of women. It's so collaborative. We work so well together. Everybody has this common goal of giving back to Westwood. And, we've been able to do some really wonderful things. Every year we offer a scholarship to the Westwood High School for a senior girl who's graduating. We go donate every year to the Westwood Early Childhood Council. We give back in a number of ways. We donate to the Westwood Food Pantry this year, specifically for Eddie's Food Drive. So it's really great to be able to take, and then that's ultimately where all of our fundraising goes from these events. So we're engaging with the community on a personal level at these events, and it's great to get out there and to see other people in town. And then we're also using the money to give back to greater causes that are close to heart for Westwood.
That's great. So let's learn a little bit more about how you got here. So where are you from? How did you end up in Westwood? Go ahead, Court.
Born and raised in the Boston area. So I'm originally from Walpole, a couple towns over. It was in the pandemic when we decided that our studio apartment in Boston was not going to cut it with one on the way. So we came out to this great community. We have been here for 5 years now. And lucky to say, my daughter has only known growing up here in such a wonderful, wonderful place with a ton of other kids her age, a lot of strong ties to being here.
So I'm going to set the stage this way for Sarah, because we just established the fact that going back a good 24 years, we were probably in the same place at the same time.
We probably were, yes.
Sarah went to a high school called Strathaven it's not Langhorne. What's the town it's officially
It's
in?
Wallingford.
Wallingford.
Yeah.
In Wallingford, Pennsylvania. Powerhouse football team. And I was a sportscaster at the time, and we covered Strathaven, and Sarah just told me you were in the band, the amazing 400-person band of Strathaven, right?
I was.
So how did you end up in the Massachusetts area?
I went to college in Maine, and a lot of my friends from college, met my husband there. A lot of my friends from college were from the greater Boston area. So after a few years post-graduation in Philadelphia, before we got married, we decided to live in Boston. He decided to commit to grad school here. And so that was kind of the end of the story. My parents are still a little upset we never moved back to Philadelphia. And I'm still a diehard Eagles fan, but it's been hard to even think about leaving this community. We love Westwood. It's been a great place. We're really happy that we ended up here. Back when we moved, when the twins turned 1, we moved out here, and it's been wonderful ever since.
It's been so fascinating to me to get older, because my kids age, and I now have 2 daughters who are in high school, and I'm beginning to, through what I'm doing with the publication on the website and the social media pages, get to know parents like you who you're 10 years behind me at a minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like you haven't experienced the same type of stuff that I've had the chance to experience here, and you're going to love it. But it really starts with the engagement early, particularly when you have the elementary schools spread around town. It's like, what brings the community together at that age? Is it sports? Could be, right? Is it arts? I think you play a vital role in that, because you're creating events that bring moms and dads and kids all together. So is that also part of the mission and part of the motivation that there's not a lot of things at that early age that does bring families together?
Yes, I would completely agree. It's a nice way to be more hands-on in the community than just supporting organizations financially. So it allows us to balance that and have both the in community engagement as well as the other donation piece. And I think, Tom, you're right. I think a lot of parents find it hard to connect until their kids are in elementary school and they're, in their neighborhoods with the kids. And especially since kids are always so spread out for preschool and early education. So it's nice to have these events where everybody can kind of get together and get to know each other.
So you just took it even further than I was thinking, because I was already getting them to elementary school as a given, which is still separated,
yes.
right? But you make a great point that you've got a good 5 years where your kids are still super young, and it's like, how am I going to meet other moms and dads? Right? Okay, I stepped on you. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, I echo everything that Sarah said, but I think another thing, too, about our events, which is really wonderful, is that we aim to have these events be for the full family. So, for instance, I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. It's really difficult to find something that's going to entertain all
ages.
3 of those, right?
Except a
and
truck.
To do together. What's that?
Except a truck.
Except
a truck.
a truck.
I was going to say,
A truck
they're
is-
never too old for trucks. I keep thinking my older two, they're girls, twin girls, I keep thinking they're going to tell me they don't want to go. And they're like, is the moving truck going to be there where we can climb in the back? I'm like, yes.
Maybe embarrassingly, I find the insides of the trucks fascinating. I'm
Not
that
embarrassing.
mom, like
Not embarrassing.
climbing up with them. So this is what the fire truck looks like.
But I will say this, and you'll experience this, trust me. What has been really amazing over the last year, 2 years for me, is the kids that you're now, shepherding around town. You start seeing them volunteer at the events. And, unbeknownst to me, I show up somewhere and I'm just like, oh, Annie, how you doing? Charlotte, how you doing? Like people that you've known for years. And I love that.
That's so
I love the
great.
fact that the kids, when they get to high school, engage. And some of that might be because they're Girl Scouts and they're going for extra hours, volunteer hours. Whatever it takes to get the kids involved is super cool. But I want to understand more how big the organization is. How many women are in the Young Women's Club? Roughly, if you don't know the exact number.
Roughly, I'd say we're between 40 and 50 members right now. I'd say that's pretty. We've actually had a huge number of new members join this year, which has been really, really wonderful and really exciting. A lot of people coming in with a lot of energy and new ideas, and it's been great to meet some of these new women who are new to town as well. It's about 40 to 50, I'd say, right now. 40 about our average.
Okay, cool. Courtney, I want to ask about the event itself. Is there a cost? Is it free? What do we need to know?
There is a cost. So as Sarah said, the proceeds from our events, we're a nonprofit, so all of the proceeds from the events go back into the community or invested into causes that are near and dear to the families' hearts that are here. And so the cost is $10 per ticket per child, but there is a maximum family ticket for $25. So if you have 3 children or more, you would purchase a family ticket for $25. Right. We have been at the club trying to get our ticket code out through our social media pages. You can certainly find it on our Eventbrite page.
Well, you can see it right here. If you're watching this video either on YouTube or on Facebook, I've got the QR code
Even
right
better.
there, so you can take your mobile device and do what you got to do there. I always find that interesting. If you're, just a little side note. When you're on your Instagram feed and you see a QR code, what do you do?
I screenshot that. And I
I
take
will
another
say,
phone.
I'm an active member of the PTO, and we have this conversation pretty regularly.
What happens there? How do you activate?
Often we try to just embed the link. Because if
Yeah.
you're on your phone, you should be clicking a link,
Right.
not a QR code at the end of the day, right?
Okay, so is there a specific website somebody can go to as it relates not only to this event, but what you do as the Westwood Young Women's
you
Club?
can visit us at WYWC.org.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's June 8th, and it's at the high school. You get great cooperation from the people who move the buses. Do they at least keep one bus there? Does the bus count as a truck? It should.
We will sadly not have any school buses on hand, though, as I said, there are a number of other very exciting trucks. And I do feel like buses are one that maybe the kids are more familiar with anyway. So
Yes.
this will be something a little different for them to jump on board.
But it's great. They clear it out, right? And so
They
you have
do.
the opportunity
They
to
do. They will
use that
park
whole
them all
space.
over back by the multi-purpose field for us, which is and the town also, I have to say, the town has been wonderful to work with for our events. They're helping us on a number of fronts, loaning us materials, clearing the buses, giving us space. So just a shout out to the town of Westwood and the school district as well for being so amenable to and helping us pull off these
Of
events.
course.
So great. So it's next Saturday, June 8th from 10 to 1 at the high school. Go to WYWC westwoodhigh.org for all the information.
And Tom, if I could make one plug for people to buy tickets in
Yes.
advance. I know a lot of times I'm guilty of this too. You see an event and you wait till the last minute. For this event, we do have raffle entry for advanced ticket sales. So everyone who purchases a ticket in advance of the event will be entered into a number of great raffles, all sponsored by local businesses. We have kids in sports represented with gift cards and gift baskets, Vanderbilt Gym out of Norwood, the Muffin House, of course, and a number of other local businesses that have contributed. So buy your tickets in advance, and we hope to see you there.
And the event is rain or shine, but we are crossing our fingers for a beautiful sunny day.
Awesome. That is Sarah Cantley, the president, and Courtney Hetrick, the birthday girl,
Thank you so
and
much.
co-chair of the Touch a Truck committee. And please join us on June 8th. Should be a fun time. But for now, that's the very latest from the Westwood Living podcast. If you have somebody else who you'd like me to have a conversation with, as always, just reach out. tleiden@bestversionmedia.com. I'll find those people, have the conversation, and share it with you right here across the Westwood Living Podcast Network. But for now, from the Muffin House on this beautiful spring day, birthday, it's Tom Leyden with Sarah and Courtney saying so long.